Hey everybody, last week I put a question and answer poll on my Instagram and I was fortunate enough to get a huge influx of questions, more than I thought. I got 100 plus questions. Unfortunately, that's too many for me to answer. So I made the decision that I was going to take the top 10 or most reoccurring questions and answer those for you. But it was a nice thing to see so many people reach out and ask questions. Personally, it shows me that you have faith in me. You believe in my credibility, and you want to hear what I have to say. Secondly, there was a lot of questions about wrestling, grappling, kabaddi. Unfortunately, we can make a different video about that. I didn't want to include it in this video because it's going to be long as it is. So unfortunately, I won't be able to answer those questions. Because this is going to be a little bit of a longer video, shortly you're going to see a timestamp of all the time questions, and then you can just fast forward to whatever question that you want to see or you find the most applicable. And another cool thing to see with Instagram is I had a lot of friends, families, neighbors, even co-workers, some local celebrities, and people all over around the world reach out and ask their questions. I thought that was really cool, and I think that's one of the positive things about social media. It lets you interact and communicate with people that you don't see on an everyday basis. I'm keeping the questions anonymous. Just if we do a second round of this, I don't want people to shy away or be hesitant to ask, so I'm going to keep them anonymous. And just a little disclaimer here, I'm not a professional dietitian or nutritionist. This is just coming from my own personal advice. I've been a career-long athlete. I enjoy the working out. I enjoy eating a healthy diet. So take everything how you may, but these are not written in stone directions or instructions. It's just for entertainment purposes. So take a second. You're going to see the timestamps of all the questions, and you can fast forward or watch the whole video. I hope you enjoy, and I hope we all learn something here. Right, big question right off the bat. Number one, how do I create a good mentality for myself to consistently work out? Self-motivation, that's a big thing. You're in this game alone, it's just you. You're gonna have to be very self-motivating. Positive affirmations, positive self-talk, telling yourself that you're gonna do it and you're able to do it. Personally, for me, I like to find inspiring people. Social media is full of very inspirational people. Personally, I like David Goggins, Jocko Willink, even Joe Rogan to an extent, and my favorite athletes within the wrestling and MMA community. I look up to these people, I follow them. What are their daily lifestyles? What are they doing? And they're sharing a lot of things that are very motivating. Secondly, for me, I believe the number one motivator for anybody trying to get into the gym is results. When you see results, you're going to get addicted to the lifestyle. You're going to find pleasure in it. Conversely, if you don't see results, you're going to hate it. And I see a lot of people stuck in that cycle, including myself. I was in that cycle. You go to the gym, you allocate a lot of resources, time, effort, money. But when you're consistently going to the gym, you're not getting the results you want, you get fed up. And what do? You quit. And let's say somebody putting their money into the stock market, they don't have the right tools, they don't have the right technique, they don't have the right mentor. They're putting their money in the wrong place, and then they're not making any money. What are they gonna do? They're gonna quit. They're gonna screw the stock market, I don't wanna invest there anymore. And I see that happening a lot of people who are going to the gym. They're putting in the effort, but they're not getting the results, so they get very discouraged. And you know what? This is a perfect spot to mention, why not hire a personal trainer, right? We pay people to cut our hair because we don't know how to cut our hair. We pay people to fix our car because we don't know how to fix our car. We pay electricians because we don't know how electricity works. So why not go to your gym and talk to a personal trainer who is designated and is a professional in the health, in building muscle, losing fat, and they're a professional, right? Why not seek that resource? Health is always a top priority for everybody. So I think that'd be a great option for many people. But I also understand Personal trainers are not cheap. They're very expensive, right? So it's not an option for everybody. For me growing up, I couldn't afford a personal trainer. So what did I do? I reached out to my friends who are already healthy and fit, and my coaches, right? That's free advice. These are people that are already your friends and they're already getting good results. Why not reach out to them? Ask them a few questions. Go work out with them once or twice. I'm very sure that these people would be more than willing to help. At least they were in my experience. So these are things I think you really need to take into consider when considering motivation as being a factor. Once you start taking the right steps, doing the correct workouts, and getting good results, the motivation will come. I guarantee it. Question number 2, can I shed fat and maintain my muscle mass? I'm actually going to one-up you on this and say something a little bit controversial in the fitness industry right now. Not only can you burn fat and maintain your muscle, you can burn fat and increase your muscle mass. Yes, it is possible. The health and the fitness industry is divided 50-50 on this, but I'm on the side that says it is possible. So focusing on losing fat, burning fat, you can burn fat as long as you're in a calorie deficit, meaning you're consuming less calories than you are burning, right? That means you're in a calorie deficit because everybody burns a certain amount of calories per day, which is your basic metabolic rate, how much your body burns just from being alive and breathing and moving, and your activity, the exercise you do. That's how much calories you're burning in a day. And then you should be consuming less than that, right? And you're in a calorie deficit. But what's important is if you want to maintain muscle or increase muscle mass, the calories you are consuming have to be adequate in nutrition. You have to be getting enough protein, emphasis on the protein, because when you eat protein, your body it helps repair, obviously, right? Helps repair muscle mass, we all know that, but also a thermogenic effect. Let's say I eat 1 pound of candy, right? My body eats that 1 pound of candy and it has to digest it into protein, right? It's not going to be much protein content into that. So what it's going to do is store it away, break it down and store it away. It's very easy for the body to break down something like candy. It doesn't take much effort. It's not very nutritious. It's just going to get stored as energy and fat. Whereas something like 1 pound of chicken breast, very nutritious, it's got a lot of protein in it. When your body is breaking it down, it actually takes effort. Your body has to work harder. It's got to chop it up and it's going to have to allocate those resources or those nutrition into your body. And the act of digesting that actually allows you to burn more calories, right? This is a great analogy I got from Greg Doucette. I follow him on YouTube. He's got great little pointers like this that help you, kind of get a visual of how burning fat works. So as long as you have adequate macros, you're getting enough protein, and you're in a calorie deficit, and your recovery is on point, and you're working out very hard, I don't see why you should not be able to burn fat and gain muscle at the same time. Question number 3, do you eat a desi diet or roti? For those of you who don't know, desi meaning more traditional Indian. I myself, I don't really eat a desi diet. I believe we should all eat according to our goals, and I believe a desi diet is derived from our ancestors being an agricultural community. They were working long hours, having less frequent meals. I think they would probably wake up super early, have a small meal, and then go work, have a bigger lunch, go work, and then have another bigger dinner after they were done the working day, right? These are long hours, 13, 14 working out days working in the fields, and I think they had a very carb-rich diet, which would allow them to have a lot of energy, be able to work all day, and I think it suited their goals at the time. However, progressing 1 or 2 generations, we're not in that situation. Most of us are not agriculturally based, right? Most Punjabis here work normal jobs, so I don't see the need to be, sticking to the desi diet still. However, there are parts of it that I do love, right? Like for example, somebody said, do you eat roti? Roti is a great complex carb. It's very nutrient dense, it's high in fiber, and it takes a longer time to digest. So it's a great carb. But I don't really eat it because gives me, I don't know why, it just me, it gives me a bloated feeling. And I really like the taste. I can never just have one roti. It's always 1, 2, 3, or maybe even 4. And I think that's the case for everybody. You know, I remember one time I asked for one roti and my fiance made a joke. She said, you know, you can never trust anyone who only eats one roti, right? Like, who does that? That's like the equivalent of having one potato chip. It's weird. So yeah, I try to refrain from all that stuff, but once in a while, maybe once a week, I will eat it because I do like the taste and I do enjoy it. But there are some aspects of the desi diet that I do incorporate into my daily diet. For example, dahi. Dahi is very good. Probiotics, it's healthy, it's made in your house. Dahi is basically Punjabi yogurt, casein protein, you know, longer digesting. You can have it early in the morning or you can have it late at night. It's going to be very good, very beneficial, and it's high in protein. Secondly, dal. Dal is very good. It's basically a vegan-based protein, so it's very good. A lot of lentils. I enjoy eating dal. Tandoori chicken, tandoori fish, all these things, very high in protein. Badams, I like having that. Shodai, basically, which is Indian almond milk. I love drinking that. So these are really good things that are high in protein, very nutritious, and you can definitely consume them. What are some simple tips for weight loss? This is a really fun question because these are things that I apply into my own life. So I'm just going to list them off here. Avoid liquid calories if can, right? Pop, soda, lattes, mochas, these things are very high in calories. We don't even realize it sometimes. So personally for me, I just stick to water, coffee, or soda. Soda water is kind of like bubbly or stevia, those type of things. If I want to treat myself, I avoid juices, I avoid pop, I avoid these sugary coffee drinks. So avoid liquid calories because it's high in calories, but you're not really getting the nutrients. Secondly, avoid unnecessary snacking. I think a lot of people, including myself, I was on the same boat, and I still am. We do a lot of unnecessary snacking. We eat when we don't really need to. We're not even hungry. We're just bored. We're watching TV and we start eating, or we're doing a little bit of homework. We're eating. I think a lot of people consume way more calories than they actually need to. And most times when we're doing the snacking, it's not even a nutritious food, right? Simple cardio, going on long walks with the family. I really enjoy that. I go on walks with my brother, my mom, my fiance. If you're on a phone call, go for a walk, take the stairs, park further away. These little things. I know a lot of people that have been having success with the Fitbit watches, the Apple watches. It tracks your steps. A lot of people enjoy it because it kind of brings statistics into the game and you can track your progress and you can compare it to your friends. I'm personally not on that bandwagon, but a lot of people in my family are. I think that's definitely something you can look into if that's something that interests you. I've seen a lot of people have a lot of success with those, and they can be motivating. Those are just some typical. One thing that I find that's also very beneficial for me is doing 20 to 25 minutes after my weights workout. So I'll go on the Stairmaster or the treadmill, and I'll just do 20-25 minutes to moderate cardio, right? Moderate intensity. One of my pet peeves is though, I see a lot of people doing the zombie walk. They put the treadmill on incline and then they're holding the treadmill, guard or whatever. Like, dude, it's already so easy. You're just walking uphill. Why you gotta hold on to that, right? You're just walking uphill. Use your hands, right? Make it into a full body workout. And then more people on the Stairmaster, they're like clinging on to the sides for their life. You're just walking up a couple of stairs, right? Use your hands. Make it into a full body movement and avoid, slouching on these things, having bad posture, hanging on them for dear life. If you feel like the intensity is too high, just drop it down a notch, but use your whole body, right? And I think you're going to get more benefit from that. So yeah, these are some simple weight loss things that I do that help me. So if you would like, incorporate them into your diet and lifestyle. 5, how much cardio do you do to stay lean and remain strong? Personally, I believe I do too much cardio. I think it's detrimental to my physique, and I'm actually burning a lot more muscle than I need to be. But that's nature of the beast, right? I'm a wrestler. I participate in jiu-jitsu and grappling. I enjoy these things, and they're very, very cardio intensive. I'm doing lots of cardio. One wrestling session, one jiu-jitsu session can be, an hour and a half worth of cardio, and you are burning a lot of hard-earned muscle. But that's something I like to do, something I enjoy. For everybody else, somebody who's just looking to get into shape or get a nicer physique, like I said in my previous question, 20, 25, 30 minutes of cardio after your weight session is going to be ideal for you. It's going to help target fat. You're going to burn fat. I would recommend you just do moderate intensity. And like I said, pet peeve, if you're on the treadmill and doing incline, don't hold on to the railing. Just make it into a full body workout. Use your hands. And if you're on the Stairmaster, don't hold on for dear life on the side handles and be in bad posture. Just use your whole body. If the intensity is too high, drop it down a notch. Use your arms, make it into a full body cardio workout. And I think if you do that consistently for 3 to 4 months, you're gonna notice a significant drop in body fat, as long as you're maintaining a calorie deficit. Question number 6, this is a very interesting question. How to lose lower belly fat? And conversely, I had a lot of males ask, how can I lose fat around my chest, around the boob area? I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but the consensus amongst the fitness industry is you can't spot reduce, right? It's genetics. Everybody stores fat differently. Some people store it behind their arms. Some people store it in their legs. Some people store it in their calves. Everybody's genetic code is different. Personally, for me, I struggled with having lower belly fat. One thing that really helped, and this is going to be completely bro science, I don't know why it helped and why it worked. It's almost completely gone now, is intermittent fasting. I've been doing intermittent fasting for 4 months now. I fast for 17 hours every day. I don't know, a lot of people don't recommend it, but I tried it and it definitely gave me great results. My stubborn lower belly fat is not completely, but almost entirely gone. And intermittent fasting in itself is basically, the research suggests, it suppresses your insulin, it increases your HGH, and it also increases your noradrenaline, which is your natural adrenaline. It kind of puts your body in that, your fight and flight mode, puts you in that fight mode, and you're constantly burning fat. But the research there is very controversial. I went out on a limb and did it. I did it for 4 months. I got great results. It might be something that you're interested in. It might be something, you don't want to partake in. Personally, for me, when I did it, 17 hours, the first 4 days were very difficult. I was very, what you call hangry. I was upset for no reason because I'm hungry. Actually, that's why I'm upset. But one thing that really shocked me was my energy levels did not decrease. My energy, I was assuming I was going to be very lethargic, very sluggish, but I wasn't. I was still full of energy. I was able to complete my workouts no problem, and they were very intense workouts. I'm talking about wrestling workouts and weight training workouts. No issues. So if you guys are interested, I can make an entire different video documenting my intermittent fasting trial and how I went, and some of the things that I really liked and some of the things I didn't like. Most of it I really did like. I found it to be a great tool for me to put myself in a calorie deficit and just kind of be strict on my diet in terms of what I eat and making sure when I do eat, I'm getting nutritious food because I really need it. I need to recover. Question number 7, best overall exercise, most bang for your buck. Personally, I think if you could only do one exercise, I think this is just a very hypothetical, fun question. People are just saying, what do you think the best exercise is? I think it's going to be running and cycling. If I could only do one exercise for the rest of my life, I think it'd be running or cycling. These are full body movements, exercises. Speaking from experience, I've never seen an unhealthy or unfit runner or cyclist. They're always very fit. But I think if we're talking about the number one exercise within the gym, and I think this is going to be the god of all exercises, it's got to be the squat. And I think squatting is very important for overall body development. A lot of people say it's a leg exercise, but you're literally using every muscle in your body. It's a very difficult exercise to perform. People hate leg days, but I enjoy them. I find it fun. I think the squat is very, very beneficial. It helped me build a very strong foundation. I've been squatting since I was 15. I was able to squat well over 315 by the end of high school, easy for multiple reps. And it allowed me to build a very strong foundation for me. One of my earlier strength and conditioning coaches when I was really young said, your goal should be, in the gym, you should be able to squat 1.5 times your body weight, right? So let's just say if you're 200 pounds, right, 1.5 times that would be 300. You should be able to squat 300 pounds, right? And he says that tells you that you got a good foundation. And he was kind of right, because anybody who squats 1.5 times their body weight is generally in pretty good shape and has pretty good overall muscle mass. Most people who are expert or advanced level lifters are well over that. They're doing 2 times their body weight. But I think that's a good goal for anybody that just goes to the gym as a leisure activity to strive for. I think that's very possible and doable. And once you do attain that goal, you'll look at yourself in the mirror and be like, wow, I have a pretty good physique. Because you're not going to be able to squat 1.5 times your body weight without having a good physique. Question number 8, advice for vegan, vegetarian lifters. Obviously, I'm not vegetarian or vegan. My fiance, Ikjo Sandu, she is vegan. I wish she was here to help me answer this question. Unfortunately, she's not here. She's at work. But, just being side by side with her, going to the gym with her, I know that she has to keep a very watchful eye on her protein intake. I think that's probably the most important thing. The consensus among the bodybuilding community is that you need 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So if you're a 100 kilogram individual, which it would be 220 pounds, you should be consuming 150 grams of protein per day, which can be very hard if you're vegetarian and even more harder if you're vegan, right? So you gotta find those alternative sources of protein compared to meat. So one thing I know that she eats is nuts, seeds, Beyond Meat, and Beyond Meat tastes fantastic. I love going to A&W and getting the Beyond Meat burger. It tastes very, very good. Try it if you haven't. Yogurt for vegetarian people. Some people in the vegetarian community eat eggs, dairy, right? Milk. Chocolate milk. I know vegans don't drink milk, but you're gonna have to do a little bit of research, find alternative sources of protein. And then secondly, I think you gotta put a real big emphasis on recovery, right? Your body might have a difficult time recovering for your next workout, so your sleep's gotta be on point. Your recovery tools such as sauna, hot tub, massage, stretching, foam rolling, whatever you're doing, it's got to be on point, and you can't lack in those. It's equally as important as your workout, because the reason why you work out is you damage your muscles, and if the recovery is not there, essentially you've done yourself no good. You just damaged yourself for no reason. And supplementation, right? Seek supplements. There's a lot of supplements out there that are focused towards vegans and vegetarians, and supplementing with these things will really help you. I don't know exactly which supplements they're taking, but a simple Google search will allow you to see what supplements vegans and vegetarian athletes are taking. Question number 9, how often do you take a rest day? I consider this a weakness of mine. I've been, being a lifelong wrestler, and those of you who are from the wrestling culture or community know that we've been brainwashed since we were very little to not take very many rest days, if any. And that is a consensus among the wrestling community. I still follow it. I don't know why. I know better, but I still do. Like I said, that's a weakness of mine. But for the casual lifter, I believe in terms of recovery, adequate nutrition, and proper sleeping is perhaps the best thing you can do for yourself. It is so undermined, especially the sleep portion. I think one of the best advice I got in my fitness journey and my journey in life is when I was super young, I had a coach who said, you should aim to sleep and wake up at the same time every day. And he told us, he said, you're going to struggle for 2 weeks. He said, go to sleep at 9:30 and wake up every day at 5:30. He said, you won't be able to do it for the first 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 2 weeks. You're going to just lay in bed. Eventually, your body will adjust and you will start sleeping at a set time. Not only did that help in my recovery, it helped in every aspect of my life. And I did that for 10 plus years. Every day I went to sleep at 9:30 and woke up at 5:30. That type of structure was very helpful in all aspects of my life. Some people might consider it a little extreme. I found it to be one of the best pieces of advice ever given to me. But back to the importance of having a proper sleep cycle. Sleep is where you're going to do the majority of your recovery. You have to sleep, at least I would say 7 to 8 hours, if you want a full recovery, because, we go to the gym essentially to break our body down, and if we're not repairing, we're not doing ourselves any good. In terms of rest days, like a complete rest day, I would say for every 3 to 4 hard workouts, you should have 1 complete rest day, or where you're doing active recovery. For example, going on an 8-hour walk. It's very low intensity. It's not going to cause much damage, but you're still having a little bit of movement. So every 3 to 4 hard workouts, maybe take 1 day off and have a little bit of active recovery. Question number 10, best way to increase strength. This is the best way, the fun way. Up the calories. Eat as much as you can. If you're not too concerned about how you look and you just want to get strong, eat a lot. Lift heavy, lots of volume and lots of rest in between. Some of these successful power lifters, Olympic lifters, they're in the gym 2-3 hours. They're taking very big breaks. They're even eating sometimes in between their workouts, and they're lifting heavy. You gotta consume a lot of calories and a lot of emphasis on sleeping. You're kind of like a bear. You're just gonna lift, you're gonna sleep, you're gonna eat, and you will get very strong. Focus on some compound lifts, squats, deadlifts, bench, chin-ups, dips, power cleans, hang cleans, military press. These are all, fundamental lifts. You start doing good in these, you're going to get very, very strong. I did this for some time, especially when I was a heavyweight wrestler. Spend a lot of time in the gym just lifting heavy, not too much concerned about how I'm looking. I did get very strong. I did get great results. It was very fun because you're eating a lot, you're lifting heavy, and it's fun, right? So I think that's the best way to increase strength. Is it the best way to, get a good physique? I definitely would not recommend it because you're always in a calorie surplus. You're gonna get a lot of extra fat and a lot of extra mass. But the question was best way to increase strength. So I hope that answered your question, and have fun. In conclusion, that's the end of our 10 questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please like, share, comment. I don't know, the typical Indian singer thing, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. But I hope you guys really enjoy it. I hope you find it helpful. And just a little disclaimer, I know a bunch of you are going to probably fact check me and say, well, you did this wrong and blah, blah, blah. You know, we're all students. We're all learning. Nobody's perfect. I'm sure I reiterated something incorrectly. I'm just going based off my experience. I don't have a Jamie in the corner who could fact check me. So, I did my best. If I did say something incorrectly, I apologize in advance. And I'm always open to learning some new things. So, part ways with that. Enjoy your day, and I hope you have fun watching the video.